Welcome back, my friends, to TFT Hyperroll with Autarch, and this is a follow-up to the State of Hyperroll video I posted a couple of weeks ago. Some news, some stuff, just general house cleaning things. I think I've now done everything in the season that I wanted to do, so I have a few more videos I'm going to put out of fun comps, endings, things like that, that I will sprinkle out over the next couple of weeks. Can't do them every day or else I'm going to run out really quick. Just general, same main comps are really strong, so if you want to climb Rapid Fire Guardians, Big Shot Sentinels, Emo Annie, EDM Disco, they'll all pretty much get you there. As for a Hyperroll tournament, wish I could say it was going to happen, but we had less than 8 people say they were interested, which is the minimum we would need, and that presumed everyone was from the same server, same time zone, which was not likely the case. But let's get to the reason for this video. While I have some reason to believe that Hyperroll may not exist in its current form in the next set, what I wanted to do as YouTube's least influential RIOT uploader is kind of go through Hyperroll, where it went wrong, and how it could be improved if they want to make it its own really good standalone game mode that's going to attract a significant percentage of players. When Hyperroll started in Set 5, there were no augments, and it picked up a large percentage of the overall player base, and really attracted people such as myself who didn't really like the grind of regular ranked and the time that it took, and could get through a game in 20 minutes. It had the same feel as a regular match, but it did it a lot faster and without the annoying carousels. And while Set 6 was my favorite set because it added augments, that started to decrease the popularity of Hyperroll because Hyperroll could not have the same augments since a lot of them were based around econ and things that go on in ranked. So what they did for Hyperroll is they just took away a bunch of the augments that existed in regular. Well, that now made it feel a little bit lesser. This also made balance very, very difficult because when they balance things in regular, taking into account the augments, etc., it often unbalanced it for Hyperroll, making the meta very, very static. Add on to that the fact that Hyperroll has only 5 tiers to climb through, while regular has 32. And of course, the reward for Hyperroll is an emote for hitting the top level versus an actual tactician you can use in future matches. So Hyperroll really has nothing to play for once you get to Hyper, and even playing up to Hyper is, okay. And so popularity in Hyperroll declined in 6, 7, and 8 as these differences became greater and greater to see, and then really collapsed in 9 once they added portals, which again now had a mechanic that had extras for regulars and ranked and double up and all of that, and took away for Hyperroll, and then the legend mechanic that they didn't even try to introduce, which was meant to offset the portal mechanics. So yeah, it made Hyperroll the least popular ever pretty much until this season, where people just haven't come back to it. And I've noticed this in so many different ways, from click-through ratios on videos to overall views and growth and things like that. There is a greatly diminished interest in Hyperroll. So even though what I say doesn't really matter, I'm gonna offer some suggestions for how they could fix this if they really wanted to. Number 1, augments and portals that are specific to Hyperroll that you're only going to get in Hyperroll. They're going to be a lot more fun and people will be drawn to them if there are extra little things there that you're going to get that you're not going to see in the regular ranked game. Make it its own thing, give it its own personality. Number 2, more tiers. I think what RIOT doesn't understand is that there are some people who play Hyperroll pretty exclusively and then stop playing altogether once they hit the highest tier. And just to illustrate this point, I threw together a chart from the North America leaderboards. If you look at Hyperroll, the average number of games played in people in Hyper tier 139. In Challenger level, in regular ranked 547, Grandmaster 466, and so on down the line, and you can see and really surmise the reason why is because as the people hit these ranks, they're encouraged to play more because they want to climb higher, whereas a lot of people get into Hyper and go, well, I'm done. I don't need to play anymore, and they're done with TFT for the season. And in all honesty, if it wasn't for this channel and me wanting to make entertaining videos for you, that would have been me. After I got over 4,200, figured out the builds, I would have been done, especially with how static the meta is in Hyperroll. Number 3, fix the rolling mechanic, and here I'm talking about something that's become really more apparent this season because of the headliners, but the fact that it is so easy to get 3-star 4 and 5 costs. This is a little nature of the beast, but they just take everything and cut and paste it over. And while level 10 is a stretch goal in rank, and the reward for that is a 70% chance of rolling headliner legendaries. In Hyperroll, you're going to 10. And so if you just pick out whatever comp is going to get you there, jump your headliner, and you have a pretty good chance of getting a 3-star legendary champ. I've done it a bunch and have more videos on that coming just for fun. But it ceases to be fun when you're on the other side of that equation. I can't imagine it's that hard to recalculate the rolling percentages for this mode so that they work out more evenly and make it more strategic rather than just a straight out RNG finish to almost every match. Finally, give something better than an emote for hitting hyper tier, or whatever the highest tier ends up being. It's really not motivational when you're just getting an emote that no one even knows what it is. Give them a victorious something that they can then use in future seasons to show off. And whatever you do, don't try to turn it into a, quote, low-stress mode, as they keep trying to say they want it to be. Anytime there's competition, there's stress. It's just the nature of the beast. If you put 8 people into a match against each other, some people are going to stress no matter how, quote, low stress you're trying to make it. People get stressed at bingo and they have zero control over the results of that game. Just accept that stress is going to be a part of it. Hyperroll moves faster, so it's going to feel a little more intense. Embrace that. It can be a thing that you use going forward. It's one of the things I like about it, the fact that it makes me think faster than it does in regular ranked, where I get bored out of my mind by the end of the game. And finally, for the 3 of you who stuck around this long, I got a text from what I presume is the same person who sent me the set 10 leak last time, saying I should come back because I was going to like it. Yeah, not great news. They didn't send me much, if it's them, just a single text saying, I don't think you're going to like set 11. And an unhappy face with the word sorry. I don't know if that means Hyperroll is going to be different, changed, or out, or if they're going to be incorporating a lot more RNG than they did this set, more like set 9. I don't know, but I'm not really looking forward to the reveal at this point. That's all. Be a few more videos coming up, and then I'm going to do something a little different, I think. A video I've been wanting to do for a long time that has nothing to do with TFT, so that will be coming up some point between now and the beginning of next season. Hope you enjoyed this video if you made it this long, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.